Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. And it is time for our weekly track roundup, where I go over what I felt were the best and worst tracks of the week. I know this one's a little late, like 12 hours late than it usually is, but I had a late night, just got back from the mini tour that I did. That's all said and done with, went really well. Thank you to everyone for coming out. First, of course, I want to give a shout out before we get too deep into this video to our sponsor, the good people over at The Ridge. As always, they make these nifty metal-plated wallets that fit nicely in your front pocket. Hit up the link down below. Use promo code MELON to get 10% off your order. Also, the Amazon and Turntable Lab links, as usual, are down there, especially that Turntable Lab link. Use it. Get a colorful pressing of a record we have reviewed on the channel. We get kickback from it. Supports the channel, supports the segment. And, yeah, as long as that's understood, and I've said everything that I needed to say, which I did, we can just get into the tracks, which are also linked down below. So if you have a curiosity of any of the songs that I've talked about in this segment, again, it's all down there if you want to see it, hear it, anything. All right, worst tracks of the week. We have a couple, not too many, many more good tracks this week that left a positive impression on me. But first, let's get through these. First off, of course, we have the new Tom MacDonald song, I'm Sorry. The white boy is back, and he is cringily rapping through what's essentially his own anime villain arc, continuing to couch himself as like this guy who people don't like because he's just telling it like it is, man. That's just his opinion, bro. He's just telling it like it is, bro. And yeah, essentially coming out here saying, I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry for anything. That's essentially the gist of the song. Not one of his better tracks. That weird line about breaking like pottery was kind of out of nowhere and a little cringe. Moving on from there, Liam Gallagher's latest ballad, One of Us, is super bland, easily the most boring of his forthcoming record. Didn't really get much out of it. Just thought I could have used a bit more oomph, I guess. And also the new Alcest track. So if you're heavy into this project's particular brand of very bland, atmospheric, ultra clean black metal, which it's progressively gotten there. There's a lot of earlier stuff from this project that I think is quite good and easily some of the most notable work in the atmospheric black metal genre. But the newest stuff over here is just sounding bland. Protection is the name of this new track, and I am just not into it whatsoever. All right, let's get into the tracks that I thought were meh, not blown me away, but certainly worth mentioning, worth shouting out. We have this new track from Vince Staples, which is attached to the start of what I imagine is going to be an ongoing video series, The Vince Staples Show. In this first episode, he gets into a brawl, into a battle, violent back and forth in a barbershop. And it's got some funny parts in it. The track is a banger, but pretty short. Not a whole lot about it that's anchoring me to it or anything like that. It's kind of cool while it's on. We also have Tinariwen. They are back. The Tuareg rock band, the desert blues, the desert rock outfit. They are back. The Algerian group, they're back with another record, with another song. They've been plugging away for a long time, for a long time. My problem personally is that a lot of their records do tend to kind of run the same course, but you know, I thought this song was pretty interesting. Music video is super compelling, almost like a documentary style in a way, and I figured the song would be worth pointing out and shouting out for anybody who's unfamiliar with the band and their work, because certainly there are some people who will be wowed by this, you know, who have never heard of this group before, and I know I certainly was when I was first introduced to their work. Having been familiar with their stuff a while, this particular song isn't blowing me away or anything, but you know, if you're looking to kind of step outside of your comfort zone, get out of the doldrums of pop music from the West and you know, just basically English music and that sort of thing, give it a try, give it a shot. It's really cool. It's really mysterious and meditative, and it's got a great vibe to it, as the band's tracks typically do. All right, moving on from there, That Dog, just heard this track from this band that I guess I've been unfamiliar with, or just, I guess, not aware of up until this point. If you just didn't do it, it's a pretty badass 90s rock throwback with some somewhat like sassy vocals with a lot of attitude that I liked quite a bit. Decent production too, and solid tune at the core of all of it. Give it a shot. We also have SOB/RBE with a new banger with that classic Bay Area sound and those really, really angry vocals that they do on a lot of their tracks. It's not bad. It's not bad. Just nothing, new for the group or anything like that. But if you really fuck with this sound, if you really mess with this sound, give it a shot. We also have Missy Elliott with a brand new single, Iconology. EP, I believe, is out now. The name of this new track over here, which is attached to an amazing music video, is Throw It Back. I was a little weirded out by the production and the vocals on this song. In some respects, it feels like stereotypical trap. And Missy Elliott's vocals do seem a little out of character and subdued. Usually she's a lot more kind of animated in her songs, but there is something very weird and subversive about the space and the atmosphere around everything on the song. Like, it's very minimal in a weird way, and I appreciate that about it. And I thought some of her lyrics were kind of funny and clever too. I love that Missy is continuing to put out, that unique energy that she typically has across her entire career. Moving on from there, we have Kim Gordon of Sonic Youth fame. This new track over here, Sketch Artist, intrigued me quite a bit. It was a weird crossroads between like noise and industrial and art pop music with very strange breathy vocals. I can't say that it like blew me away, but it's definitely a change of pace for stuff I've heard from Kim in the past, and I don't know, it could be an interesting direction to head down. So Kim Gordon, if you're looking for something that has a bit of a rough edge to it and is a little out there, give it a shot, give it a try. We also have this new song from Jorja Smith featuring Burna Boy, which I thought, it's certainly better than some of the stuff off of her last LP. The instrumental has more of a pulse to it, vocals more animated, but Smith just still does not really stand out to me as a vocalist. I mean, undoubtedly she is talented on the songwriting front, but her voice just does not really stick out to me all that much in a lineup, unfortunately. Maybe another song in the future will end up being what wows me, but this one was not bad, and certainly to me felt more engaging than a lot of her stuff off of her last record. Also, what we have over here is this new song from the singing-songwriting duo known as First Aid Kit. If you like their vocally doubled, tight, acoustic, somewhat dramatic balladry, you will undoubtedly like this song as well. Not one of my favorite tracks they've ever come out with, but certainly doing well enough in that typical First Aid Kit style. We also have this new cut over here from DIIV. I believe it is Taker, and unfortunately not really stunned by this one to the degree that I would have like to have been. It's also a kind of a stylistic change for the band as well, because the music's not feeling as dream pop influenced. It feels like it's a bit more shoegazy with an alternative rock edge to it, a bit more oomph to the performance, but I thought the songwriting and the vocals were a little bland. But if you like your rock music and your indie generally washed out with a lot of effects, a lot of layers, a lot of space, give it a shot. I mean, for that kind of thing, the sounds have really got to be on point. The songwriting's got to be really, really be on point. For me, that wasn't really the case here, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Also, what we have over here is a song from the 13 Reasons Why soundtrack, the Netflix original series. It's a track from none other than Charli XCX. It is a solo subdued ballad that doesn't blow me away as much as her recent singles with star-studded collaborations laced into them, but it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. Still delivers Charli's typically futuristic brand of pop music, and for some people, that's going to be enough. And we also have a trio of artists here: Alvarado, Koivistoinen, and Tuomarila, or Maria. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I suck. I'm not good at pronouncing names. This has been well established at this point. But these guys have come together as a trio of pretty talented musicians. We're talking a pianist, a saxophone player, and a singer who is most well known in the world of tango music. And it's a very interesting mix of jazz music, of Latin music, of avant-garde as well. It's quite beautiful. I recommend that you give it a shot. It's a pretty interesting track with a winding progression and a lot of interesting interplay between these three incredibly talented musicians. It's very elegant, it's very refined, and sweet on the ears. So give it a shot, give it a try. All right, let's get into the tracks that I thought were the best ones this week, the best ones. Which ones really left an impression on me? Let's go. First off, we have this new track, Tampa Bay Bustdown, featuring Chief Keef from Mr. Young Gravy, and also Y2K is on the track too. It is a country rap banger, since that is now the thing, with Old Town Road kind of crawling down the charts slowly now. It's sorry guys, it happened. It was number one, and now it's gone, now it's down. But still, I think we are seeing the lasting effects of that popping out in songs like these. And it's not bad. It's a fun song. It's definitely one of the recent tracks from Young Gravy that I could kind of take seriously, and the Chief Keef performance isn't too bad on here either. All right, we also have the 1975 over here, the 1975. And the band is coming through with a brand new single, and it is a rager titled People. It is super aggressive. It's explosive. In fact, I would say it's pretty much like a post-hardcore song from the 2000s. If you're heavy into Refused, bands like that, I think you're going to be heavy into this. There are some elements of the songwriting that I thought felt a little deja vu or generic, considering that I'm already very much familiar with some of the artists and the style that they're pulling from in this track. But again, goddamn, is this performance and everything explosive. It's really just insane and off the wall. Definitely one of the gutsiest songs the 1975 has ever come out with, and kudos to them for doing so. And I don't know, it'll be interesting to see, because I have not tracked it exactly yet, what some of their most hardcore fans are thinking about this very aggressive change in sound. I'm not anticipating this is going to be like the future of the band or anything like that. Most likely this track is going to be a one-off, much like many of the other genres and styles that the band will kind of embark on or give a try here and there. But it's really interesting to see that bands like the 1975 feel the freedom and also the acceptance amongst their fans to be able to jump outside, so far outside of their comfort zone, and do something that people just really do not expect whatsoever. So 1975, People. Here we also have a brand new song from none other than country artist Sturgill Simpson, who is also changing pace a little bit on this one too. I mean, Sturgill Simpson has always been a country artist who has been outside of the typically mainstream country industry, doing his own thing, fusing the genre with soul and blues and rock music, sort of going really old school with his last full-length record. On this track over here, he's kind of give it some low down, dirty riffs, some really heavy production. It's certainly not a metal song. It's certainly not like an alternative rock song, but it's really on that edge. It's really badass in that way. I mean, the guitars are crushing, the drum beats are hitting hard, and his vocals are in your face. They're distorted. There's a lot of attitude. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool change of pace. I mean, I anticipate this will be just a bit of a one-off in his very diverse catalog of songs, and he'll embark on other musical adventures. But it's cool that he can attempt something of this style and really come out ahead on it. So shout out to Sturgill. Good man. Good man. Screaming Females have a new project coming out. Yeah, this thing is titled Singles too. It's essentially going to be early 7 inches and digital B-sides and extras and that sort of thing. And this song, Let Me In, has been out and about. It's nothing brand new from the band, but it does kick ass, and it's a good track, and it's really fun. And Screaming Females are one of the best underground rock bands out there, so give them your support, give them your ears. They're a really quality band with great playing, one of the most unique singers and guitarists in the underground, and it's awesome that they've been able to do what they've been doing for so many years. It's really kind of veterans at this point, I'll say. Moving on from there, We have a brand new track as well from Mura Masa, collaborating with none other than Clairo on this banger of a track, with Clairo delivering some pretty above average vocals on here. Some of the vocals really underwhelmed me on her last full-length LP, but her singing was quite good on this new one, and I thought that the instrumental really kind of lit up the whole energy of the song, because there are some parts of it that are quite explosive. Liked it quite a bit. We have a new Lizzo remix over here with DaBaby, so it's essentially a DaBaby remix. So if you're a big fan of DaBaby as a rapper or a lyricist and you love Lizzo's Truth Hurts, give it a shot, give it a listen. You will love it. We also have Lana Del Rey, who is back with 2 brand new tracks that she has sort of like compiled into the same music video. We have the song, where are we here? Here we go. Fuck It, I Love You, and The Greatest. Fuck It, I Love You is pretty enchanting. It's very spacious. It's very pretty. Lana's vocals are a bit more expressive, and I like that. I like that a lot. The Greatest instrumentally is a bit more grand in comparison. Not sure what else to say other than that. I'm actually legitimately excited for this Lana record. I have been enjoying a majority of these songs leading up to this album. Norman fucking Rockwell, which the only thing I don't like about it so far is how goofy the album cover is, but I will totally swap that for some songs that I enjoy. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna like this Lana record. It's possible. It's possible. I'm gonna be shocked. I will be effing shocked if that's how it goes down. But if that's where we end up, that's where we end up. That's where we end up. We have a couple of tracks, but one that really stood out to me from an upcoming compilation of singers and songwriters covering Tom Waits songs. Women Sing Waits. If anybody has been watching this channel for a while by now, you should know that Tom Waits is easily one of my favorite songwriters. I love and own a great majority of the man's catalog. Used to own, if not all of his albums at one point, and when I was like in college, a Tom Waits super fan. And usually am pretty unimpressed and bored by a majority of Tom Waits covers that have been out there so far. I do find a lot of the song choices on some of these projects to be really disappointing too, as they tend to favor more the earlier portion of his discography, where it's not so kooky, it's not so animated, it's not so wild. However, I'm happy to hear that has changed a little bit on this new compilation. We have Courtney Marie Andrews. Again, a couple of tracks have come out from this thing so far, but this is the one that stood out to me as being pretty fantastic. She's covering Downtown Train, track off of Rain Dogs, and I love the way that her voice and the piano rolls off the beat on this one. Love the way the groove builds up on the chorus. It's a really fantastic energy, and really, I guess, captures the magic of the song while bringing some more organic instrumentation that doesn't sound as dated and as 80s, because frankly, as much as I do love Tom Waits, the production on that track does ruin it for me a little bit, because it is so stereotypical for the time that it came out of. And what I love so much about Tom Waits is how anachronistic and how unique his music sounds in the time period in which he was recording it. Sounds completely like from another world and another time. You'd be surprised that a lot of his records are coming out of the 80s and out of the 70s. It's quite crazy. But still, having said that, really loving, again, the instrumental take on this track, loving Andrew's voice on this track. It's rare that I do love a Tom Waits cover, and this one just happened to be very, very good. Can't guarantee I'm working on a review for this or anything, but I can say that I will definitely be anticipating this compilation. I will be giving it a try, certainly as a Tom Waits fan. All right, here we have also Poppy coming through with a brand new track. Singer, songwriter, collaborator with Titanic Sinclair, also visual artist and internet icon maybe cult leader 2, maybe not even real. Poppy may in fact not even be real. She could just be a hologram. She could just be a simulation. We have no idea. We have no clue. No proof of Poppy's existence up until this point, truly and honestly. But still, she has come through with a brand new track, and it would seem that she is continuing down this road where she is bringing her particularly bright and futuristic and snappy brand of pop music together with heavier styles of rock music and metal music. And this new song over here, Concrete, doesn't so much see her going the hardcore or the new metal route like she was on her past couple of tracks that were in this vein. To me, the meld of pop and the meld of metal on this track read more like a fusion of J-pop and metal from Japan as well. It's kind of like a baby metal type thing. And it's not bad. It's a great energy. I like the transition from the sweeter to the heavier portions of the track. Poppy's voice sounds fantastic on the song too. Really love the production, and the music video is immaculate and super creative as well. So really liking this. Really liking it quite a bit. Shout out to Poppy for continuing to innovate in this weird cross-section of sounds and styles. Continuing forward, No Halo, new track from Brockhampton that I gave a full-length track review to on the Fantano channel. We will link you to that down below so you can check it out for yourself. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not going to go too deep into it as I'm going to review Ginger very soon, but I like it quite a bit. We also have the biggest banger off of the new Bat for Lashes LP. Nearly every song from this album has underwhelmed me to a degree, but if you do like electropop that is a little dark, is a little moody, give this one a shot. This new track over here is titled Jasmine. Okay? And that has been the weekly track roundup, everyone. That has been the weekly track roundup. You are the best. We will make sure to keep doing these every week, more on time, now that I don't have a tour coming up or anything, nothing to distract me from doing what I gotta do to pump out that content. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next review, in the next video. Love you, love you, love you. Remember, all the songs and everything that we just talked about are linked down below so you can check them out for yourself. And the Ridge. Okay? Okay. Anthony Fantano, weekly track roundup, forever.